Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to cover few of the basic string related interview questions, because this is one of the important concept as per the interview point of view. Interview might ask you few string related interview questions. So let's begin. So the first interview question, that is, what is string in Java? So basically, as we all know that what is string. So basically string is nothing but it is the sequence of characters. So the string is formed by using the sequence of characters. It is also a predefined class in Java. So whenever we create the object of a string class of a string, that time we make use of a string class. So that's why it is a predefined class in Java. It is also treated as an object in Java. Strings are non-primitive data type, or we can say string is a non-primitive data type in Java. We have gone through the data types in the last few videos. There are two types of data types: primitive data types and non-primitive data types. So string falls under non-primitive data types. So string is immutable in nature. That means once we define or once we create the object of the string, we cannot modify the value of its object. So basically there are two ways to create the object of a string. So interviewer might ask you why string is immutable in nature. This is the first question interviewer might ask you. Second question would be, in how many ways we can create the object of a string. So the first question I have covered in the next slide. So the second question is, in how many ways we can create the object of a string. So there are two ways to create the object of a string. First is the literal way, and second way is by using new keyword. So how can we create the object of a string by using literal way? By literal way, so we can declare in this way: string str is equals to hello world. Now whenever we create the object of a string string by literal way, then that object or that when I say literal, that means only this one, hello world. This is called as a literal. So this literal is stored in string constant pool. So what is string constant pool? We are going to cover in the next slide. The second way is by using new keyword. So this is the way, this is the syntax. How can we create the object of a string? By using new keyword. String str is equals to new string hello world. So now we have covered here. Now you should be good to answer the question: in how many ways we can create the object of a string. There are two ways to create the object of a string. First one is the by literal way. Second one is the by using new keyword. So moving to the next slide, moving to the next interview question, that is, why strings are immutable in nature. So in the previous slide we have seen that strings are immutable in nature. What does that mean? What does that immutable means? So string is immutable in nature. Immutable means once we define the object of a string, or once we create the object of a string by any way, by using literal way or by using new keyword, we cannot modify the value of that object. So that's why that is known as immutability. String is immutable in nature. That is, once we define the object of a string, we cannot modify the value of it. It is known as, that's why it is immutable. Now why it is immutable, let's see. So when we create the object of a string by using literal way or by using new keyword, the literal, that is, in the last video we have seen that the literal means hello world, the value that we are passing to that object. The literal is stored in string constant pool. So what is string constant pool? We are going to see in the next video. So consider an example. We have two string objects. String s1 is equals to hello world, string s2 is equals to hello world. Okay, now both the string objects, string s1 and s2, are having the same literal, right? So it should not get the separate memory address, right? Because there is no logic to save it on different memory locations, because it contains the same literals. So now what will happen? Now here when we create string s1, now when we create the first object, that is string s1, it will be created, an object will be stored, or the literal will be stored, will be created in string constant pool. When we create this first object, that is, when we create this first object, that is string s1 is equals to hello world, then that object will be created, or that literal will be stored or created into the string constant pool. String constant pool is nothing but it is a memory. We'll look in detail going further. So it will get stored in the string constant pool. Okay, now but while creating the second object, that is string s2, it will check whether the literal hello world is present in scp. Scp in the sense string constant pool. If it is present in the string constant pool, then it will not create the new object inside string constant pool, or it will not store the literal hello world again into the string constant pool, because it is already present. The literal is already present in string constant pool when we were creating the object s1. So if the literal is not present, then it will create the new object, or it will store that literal in string constant pool. Now what we have two string object with the same literal, that is hello world, right? So and both are, you can see this line, I have marked the arrow, and both are pointing to the same memory address, because the literal is same, right? Because both are pointing to the same memory address because of the literals are same. So in our case, we already have the literal in string constant pool. When we have created this string s1 object, string s1 is equals to hello world, so already we were having the literal hello world into the string constant pool. So it will not create new object, it will just point to the same memory of s1. So when we are creating the object s2 is equals to hello world, it will not create the new object into the string constant pool, it will just point s2 to that memory address of s1, because s1 is holding the hello world literal. Now suppose going forward or in future, if we are modifying the value of s2 object, not s1, s2 object, then it will automatically change the value of s1, as both objects are pointing to the same memory location, right? As both the objects are pointing to the same memory location, if going forward, if we are changing the value of s2, then it will directly change the value of s1 as well, as they are pointing to the same memory address, right? So because of this reason, strings are made as an immutable in nature. What is string why What is immutability means? Once we define or create the object of string using any way, by using literal way or by using new keyword, we cannot modify the value of that object again. I hope you guys have understood. Now we'll move ahead to the next question, that is, what is string constant pool? So we have seen in the previous video also, whenever we create the object of a string by using literal way or by using new keyword, the literals are stored in string constant pool. Now what is string constant pool? The interviewer might ask you, what is string constant pool? So string constant pool is nothing but it is a special memory within the heap memory. It is a special memory inside the heap memory where literals are stored. So you can see the below diagram, this is the heap memory that we have, right? This blue part is the heap memory we have, and this white part is the string constant pool. So string constant pool is nothing but it is a memory inside the heap memory which is used to store literals. So basically, why this string constant pool is used? So it is the mechanism to optimize the memory and improve the performance when working with strings. So it is used to optimize the memory. It is used to optimize the memory. When we create the object of a string using string literal, the JVM first checks whether the literal is present into string constant pool. If not, then only it will create a new literal. Then only it will create a new literal. Otherwise it will point this new object to the memory address of the literal. You can explicitly add a string to scp using intern method. Now as we have seen that string constant pool is nothing but it is a special memory inside the heap memory to store the literals. So basically it is a mechanism to optimize the memory. Okay, now how it optimizes the memory? So in the previous slide we have seen that we have the two string objects over here, right? String s1 and s2, but both were holding the same literal hello world. So if the strings were no if the string constant, but in case of string constant pool, it first checks whether that particular literal is present in string constant pool or not. If it is present, then only it will create the new sorry, if it is not present, then only it will create the new object. Otherwise it will not create the new object. It will just point the second object to the first to the memory address of the first object, and hence it optimizes the memory. Now when we create the object of a string using literal way, the JVM first what it does, it will check whether that literal is present in string constant pool or not. If not, then only it will store the literal in that particular object. Otherwise it will point the new object to the memory or address of the previous object. Now if we are creating the string object by using new keyword, string s1 is equals to new string hello world, okay, and that particular and now we want to put that literal into the string constant pool. Then what we'll do, we can make use of an intern method to store that literal into string constant pool. I hope you guys have understood. Now let's move to the next question. What is the difference between equals method and double equals to operator? Both are, so basically both are used to compare the string objects. First point. So equal method is present in object class, okay. Equal method is a part of an object class. Object class is the parent of all the classes. So equals method is present in object class. So it is an double equals to is an operator used in Java. So what does equals method compare? Equals method compares only the literals. If both the literals are same, then it will return true. Otherwise it will return false. It compares literal as well as memory references. If both are same, then it returns true. Otherwise it will return false. So I will explain this with an example. So what we do, okay, main method. So string s1 is equals to hello world. String s2 is equals to hello world. Sorry, string s3 is equals to new string hello world. String s4 is equals to new string hello world. So in this case what we'll check, see, I have created 4 string objects, that is string s1, s2, s3 and s4. So string s1 and s2 I have created by using the string literal way, and these two string s3 and s4 I have created by using new keyword. Now we will see the difference between equals and dot equals and double equal to equality operator. So what we'll do, we will just sys out, we will do s1 dot equals s2. So it should give us true, because as per the equals method both of the literals are same, so it should give us true. What happened? It's running. It will take some time to run. Until that we will go to the slide. See, so equals method is present in object class. It is an operator present in Java. It compares only the literals and return. If both literals are same, by using equals method it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Now it compares literals as well as memory references. If both are same, then it will return true. I hope it should have run. See, we have got true. Now what we'll check? S out. We'll check S1 and S3 now. S1 using equals method. S1 equals S3. So now both of them should return true. Yeah, see, both are true. Why this happened? Why this came true? You will say, you will get into the confusion now, because we have created S1 by using literal, S3 by using new keyword. Now while creating this object string S3 is equals to new string hello world, what it will check? It will check whether this literal hello world is present in the string constant pool or not. But in our case, if it is already presented, right, so it will not store. It will just create the S3 into heap memory, because we are using new keyword. That's why both of them are true by using equals method. Now what we'll check? Sout S1 double equals S2. Let's see the output. After that we'll go to the slide. See, we have got 3 times true. For the first, this true, this is also true, now this is also true. Now what it will do? It will check the S1 doubles equals S2. That means it will check the literal as well as the memory reference. Now in this case, both of the objects or both the literals are stored in string constant pool, so the memory reference is shared is also same, because S2, in this case S2 is pointing to S1. That's why this is true. Now we'll check the last. S out S1 double equals S3. Yeah, see, it returned false. Why? Because in this case S1, we have created the S1 by using literal way, so this object is getting created in string constant pool, or the literal is stored in string constant pool. But this S3 that we have created, it we have created by using new keyword, so this object is getting created in heap memory. So in the previous slide, if you can see this one. So in this case, in our case, S1 and S2 are created over here, S1 S2, but S3 is created over here. That's why it returned false, because the literals are same but the memory share or the memory references are different, so it returned false. I hope you guys have understood. So by using equals method, it will check only the literals, and if both the literals are same by using equals method, then it will return true. Otherwise it will return false. By using double equals to, if both the literals and the memory reference are same, then it will return true. Otherwise it will return false. I hope you guys have understood. So there are few more interview questions related to string that I will be covering in the next video. So to stay connected, or to know more about string related interview questions, please do like, share and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Have a great day.